In Vienna right now, world powers are scrambling to save the Iran nuclear deal. This time, a new regime is negotiating in the talks, but the signs in Vienna are like deja vu. The United States warns of crippling sanctions, Iran drags out the talks and enriches uranium, Israel threatens war, the Europeans plead and negotiate, and the Arabs watch from the sidelines. In the latest, the UN nuclear watchdog reached an agreement with Iran. This is on replacing its surveillance cameras at a centrifuge parts workshop. These cameras were removed after an apparent attack. While this may have eased a growing standoff, both the US and Israel are preparing for alternatives, a contingency plan if the agreement cannot be restored. According to the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, the U.S. is actively engaging with allies and partners on alternatives. As for Israel, they have urged a hard line against Iran. In fact, Israel is even preparing itself for a possible military alternative. But this has not gone down well with Tehran. Tehran has warned Israel in a new article by the state media. The article was titled, quote-unquote, a wrong move, and it is a serious warning. It was meant to be a reminder of Iran's apparent defense capabilities. It mentioned how quickly Iran would be ready to strike Israel and how all major cities here could be targeted. Interestingly, while the West Bank is included in the target list, Gaza is missing from the map. Our correspondent Jody Cohen has been tracking those developments. She has sent us this report from the Israeli city of Herzliya. Take a look.
Just one wrong move. That's the headline of the Tehran Times, featuring a map of Iranian targets in Israel. Now, I'm standing at one of those targets right now, a marina that is usually bustling with locals and tourists during peak times. The Israeli government doesn't appear to have responded directly to the list of targets, with commentators crediting the list to a simple Google search rather than any high-level Iranian intelligence. They note that the list includes sites in the West Bank but not Gaza, illustrating the ties between terror group Hamas and their backers in Tehran. This is Jody Cohn for WION World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.